Hey guys, Akariss here, bringing you another Fire Emblem Heroes video. Today's video, well, it's a little bit different I guess, but it is an update notification video, and we're going to be talking about that thing under me, the thing below that, and this pretty boy on the left. With that being said, enjoy the video folks.
Let the lesson begin.
Alright guys, welcome to an update notification video featuring probably the most important thing I'd say of this update, which is the Celestial Stone, but we'll get to that in a moment. Let's sum up everything first, and then I'll give you my opinion on everything and how you can potentially plan for this going forward. Okay, so first thing, we are getting Celestial Stones. In a moment I'll talk about what that is. The Ephemeras are coming again, but they are coming with something cool, and I definitely am as excited as you guys are about it. AR is being updated, Hall of Form is being updated, that's not normal, and yeah, I guess that's about it, besides the weapon refines, which of course I'll cover once we know in detail what that is. So, first thing of course is the Celestial Stone. Now the Celestial Stone, if you don't really know what it is, it's basically every time you spark or you summon 40 times on new banners, but also on those seasonals and special banners like Hero Rises or whatever, where they get a spark system. If you complete your spark, you also get one of this currency, new type of item. I'm hoping that this like foreshadows legendary banners and maybe seasonal banners getting the 40 summon guaranteed spark as well, because that would be amazing. And I don't usually spark on new hero banners because tons of the stuff is permanent. They're on permanent banners. You'll see them as like pity breaks or future legendary banners, mythic banners and such. So I don't actually use the system that much, but I do like that it is a guarantee, meaning you get not only the character you wanted or the fodder, but you also get now this new stone. And so this new stone is basically a currency which you can redeem for stuff like this. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that this is just basically fruits, Forma Souls, and flowers. And to be honest, the most important thing from this will likely be the fruits and the Forma Soul, with the Forma Soul being much the most important thing, I would say, because this shop, so to speak, refreshes. It seems to be about half a year or so, every 6 months is what they're kind of saying. But what is cool here is that Forma Souls from basically a year were totally exclusive to people who paid for the Forma Soul plus the extra orbs to kind of build your own character. And then they gave us one for the anniversary, and I wasn't really expecting more than that for like another year, but now this is definitely a system in place that can get you more and therefore build more of your favorite characters through the Hall of Form system, and that is huge. I think without a doubt, every time the Forma Soul is in here, you should try to aim to redeem it and possibly save your Celestial Stones for that future redemption reset period as well. Now the trade fruits and the flowers I think are much less important here, and the reason for that is because flowers, essentially you can cap out your units, and then extra flowers tend to just kind of become pretty useless, I guess, unless you do a yearly flower increase cap, which I expect them to do. But if they do that, then you can plan ahead and make sure that you're saving flowers for the next increase and just keep upgrading your characters at that rate. Trade fruits do come at a very slow pace, that is obviously correct, but again, it's a sort of thing that you don't necessarily need to have many of. You make very strategic choices on who you want to trait fruit, and yeah, at the end of the day, Forma Soul, big importance here. Now, you get one of these stones per spark, so essentially you need to do 120 summons of the spark system to get a Forma Soul every half a year. And if you think about it, there's one new heroes banner every month, about that much, so you have 3 of the 6 months in which you should spark a hero or guarantee some sort of fodder or something. Realistically, that's anywhere from about 150 orbs with tickets to 200 orbs with no tickets. So realistically, you should be looking to do this. You should be looking to redeem it. And that is huge because it just lets you build whatever you want. Of course, through the Hall of Forms, I would have been far more critical of building a Forma of any of the current, those are the current Hall of Forms units of this month. I would have been far more critical of not spending my Forma Soul because all those don't look that appealing to me. But now that I know that I might be able to get, 2 extra Forma Souls per year, just based on me playing the game and guaranteeing these heroes, that is crazy good because now I can open up my options. I can think about, wow, you know, now I can maybe consider getting, I don't know, Fallen Delthea or Sonya to counter Vector, something like that. I mean, I still wouldn't form any of these characters, but it definitely gets me thinking about it, and I'm really excited about this. This is a great change. Okay, so next thing on the list we should talk about is the Ephemeras, and as you no doubt can see right away, forget the 5 stars because they suck. What is the interesting thing here to talk about is Enna. Now, previous month had Eldigan here, Dancing Eldigan, and we can now probably assume that every single month's Ephemera will target a Tempest Trials unit in order, starting with Eldigan, and the next one, as you can see from the image on the left here, is Enna. So next month should be Hannah. Now, if I knew that in advance, I probably wouldn't have maxed my Hannah. She's already gotten a lot of value, but for you guys who are on the fence about maxing Hannah, for example, or let's say Felix, or I guess NY Keaton, this is a great precedent to tell you, okay, now you can really substantially reduce the costs of your grails for investing in Tempest Trials, and I mean substantial, okay? Like, if you look at the chart here on the left here, 2,700 grails was what you needed. You needed 9 copies to max out a Tempest Trials unit, which is actually a hefty difference from what it would be to max out a GHB unit, which is 2,200 without the GHB rerun, but it would have been 1,750 when you get that GHB rerun in like 6 months or half a year. That is crazy good. Like GHBs have always been favorable because of that. Like you get almost 1,000 grails savings, but then occasionally you get those GHB parties, and that reduce it even further and almost create like half the cost. This is why I've always lately been recommending like Kalik over Hannah, because you actually could build Kalik with the GHB party and his rerun for half the cost of Hannah, and he's very comparable in performance. You know, like that was a no-brainer. But now, because we know we can basically expect next month to give us a Ninja Hannah, you know, free ephemera here, that's great. Like, you can build it for 2,200 grails. Those of you that were on the fence about it, and this will easily help me decide future grail projects that are Tempest Trials. Okay, so now I can potentially build up this new thing just by waiting a few months and not like instantly pulling the trigger on a TT unit. This is a fantastic change. I'm glad this is basically confirmed. The 5-star ephemeras totally suck, but I'm sure nobody's surprised by that. The cool thing to discuss is definitely the Tempest Trials showing up here, and this is a fantastic change along with the Celestial Stones, of course. So next up is the weapon refines, and this is more, I don't know, maybe I feel like I'm kind of disappointed, but also kind of happy. I don't know how to, I'm on the fence about this one, but I'll explain why. So we are technically getting 5 weapon refines per month now instead of the usual 4. You have your GHB Tempest trial, I guess, through the form of Marissa, but now you have an additional seasonal unit, and as predicted from my previous month's, you know, notification video update, I was like, okay, so we got Halloween Noe, next up is probably Hector, and then we'll probably see the Easter stuff after this, like the Katria and I believe Spring Shrena. I'd say that's pretty predictable now. But what is not interesting here is they've chosen, of course, to ignore distant counter refines, 3 4-star healers, and dancers, I guess. So it feels like something's lacking. Like they just need to like do a crazy batch of all these old units doing a refine. It wouldn't be the first time they've done a batch like upgrade. In fact, the old healers before weapon refines and the whole Raffle Dazzle refine system, healers were totally useless. So maybe they do it again and they just give them a bunch of refines or somehow make them usable so they don't feel the same. That's the thing that's really missing here. Of course, distant counter refines as well. And here's something that I've noticed as well that kind of bothers me is Berserk Armads is actually usable by OG Hector, and you don't see OG Hector in this actual image here, and nor does it confirm that the weapon itself can be learned by the original version of Hector. Now, we don't know for sure because this update's not out yet, but this kind of implies to me that only Valentine's Hector can upgrade his Berserk Armads. I hope I'm wrong in this and that both of them can, because that's kind of weird. It's like when Blazing Durandal came out for Brave Roy, and then Elwood got it. I think they actually did show Elwood in the image and say that Elwood could learn it. here we're distinctly missing Hector. And they could say the same, I think, for Ephraim and Flame Sigmund. I hope that they're not deliberately choosing to not let OG Hector get a Berserk armor that's refined, because that would be a bit disappointing, and I hope I'm wrong in this aspect, but it does strike me a little weird, and yeah, that is, again, that makes me a bit nervous. Okay, anyways, next up, of course, is the holoforms and ether raids changes. Now, there's not really much to talk about ether raids. Tactics room getting upgraded. At this point, there's like a certain limit on where you want to upgrade it, which I feel is about like the 50-60 HP range, probably 60 HP, just to hit like supports or units that are like mythics, range mythics like Air, Peony, Plumeria, for example. And then anything above is like trying to target range tanks. So you lose a lot of stones there. Ether, so like spending your ether stones on attack this room on defense, not worth it in my opinion. Maybe some utility in offense, but I don't like it competing with the backspace clutter of your offense team. Anyways, so holoforms being updated. Now that is something worth discussing here, is that the actual torches you gain from Chamber 4, 7, and 10 have increased from 1 to 2. This means that we now have additional tries to build your own character. Personally, I think within the 2 weeks the holoforms runs, plus all the attempts you have, plus all the re-rolling, you usually will build a very serviceable whatever you want, just based on what I've seen and what I've even tried myself without redeeming any Forma Souls. I still haven't used my free one, and I don't have any others, so, you know, just experimenting. I've seen it's already fairly easy to build what you want, but this will definitely reduce that RNG aspect, and that's great considering we're going to get more Forma Souls from Celestial Stones, which, by the way, you definitely should target, if that wasn't clear already through the whole video. But yeah, guys, so that pretty much covers everything I feel it needs to talk about this video, about this update, and the Celestial Stone, of course. So I am deeply excited because that is a great upgrade, which will produce more Forma Souls, which is, you know, means less farming certain characters. You get blue fancy stars, and you can build whatever you want. I think it's, again, another great update. Maybe this implies no Fed channel. I'm not sure. We'll find out in a few days whether that is or isn't the case. But nonetheless, I'm pretty happy about this. I don't know how it'll affect my summoning experience, but it could definitely encourage better summoning habits. So people will save their orbs to get the Celestial Stone, as opposed to like spending orbs on random banners and not really with a focus in mind. This can definitely help with those habits, and I'm definitely excited about that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel, always helps me. Thank you guys. Join the Twitch and Discord for further discussions. I will see you guys in the next one. Much love. Peace.
It's over.